crypto mining news. So if you thought people were getting out of the game and stopping and not participating, well, you'd be wrong, because we have a new IPO from Bijin. I think that's how you say it. Blockchain. They filed for a $50 million IPO in the United States. The mining rig maker, so a shovel maker right here, has filed to go public in the US in an offering that's expected to raise around $50 million US. Now, it is a Singapore-based crypto mining rig manufacturer, and they filed to go public in the US in an offering that's predicted to generate $50 million US. In a February 21 filing, the US Securities and Exchange Commission said it would offer around 59.54 million Class A ordinary shares and 15.6 million Class B ordinary shares. There we go. Its registration statement also said it has applied to NASDAQ to list its Class A shares under the ticker BGIN. Bijin's, I think we'll just call it Bijin's. Bijin's filing didn't share how it would price its offering, but investment advisory firm Renaissance Capital said in a February 21st note that Bijin's initial public offering, IPO for short, could raise up to $50 million US. The mining tech firm's upcoming IPO comes amid a slew of crypto firms who have planned or are rumored to be going public in the US after Donald Trump's election win, who has promised to support local crypto industry. Bijin's registration statement said the firm was founded in 2019 and has a strategic focus on alternative cryptocurrencies. It designs and sells crypto mining rigs dedicated to mining kaspa, Aletheum, and Radiant, three of the biggest layer 1 proof of work cryptocurrencies to come out in recent history. Of course, we're still sitting by waiting to see where those head in the future. All of them with drastically different strategies, right? That's something to take into note. I would spread and have spread out between all three of them, because essentially the idea is kaspa is extremely quick emissions. Kaspa is essentially going to be a lotto ticket. It's either going to skyrocket or go to nothing, just because it's either not going to be able to maintain security based off its block rewards, or that's going to drive price up. Those are the only two options for kaspa, right? Aletheum, on the other hand, has a pretty standard emission schedule, but has really adapted on the side of technology to keep up with kaspa. And then Radiant, I mean, unfortunately, Radiant's just falling behind. But what Radiant does have that's really interesting is the photonic ecosystem and the minting of tokens. That's the thing I like about Radiant. I have the GOAT token over there. I still think that there's value there, because the biggest problem with the token ecosystem, and I'm just going to say this, the reason why I like it, the only reason, because obviously their whole dealings with their underhanded dealings with, I'm going to condemn that, with the entity was just disgusting. And the Dragon Ball miners and all of that, right? Don't like it. Not a fan. However, they are the only ones that provide a real world value to the tokens being minted on their blockchain, which is unique and gives it value from that perspective solely. It's also cheap as dirt right now, because that one's down to like a tenth of a penny. I think kaspa is under 6 cents now. Aletheum's under 30 cents now. Everything's just taking an absolute hit, right? It sold an aggregate of just under 68,000 rigs in fiscal year 2023 and had sold over 47,000 in the first 6 months of 2024. Bijin added it currently hosts over 4,020 mining rigs for its customers, 330 of which are in facilities in Nebraska and Iowa. Meanwhile, its subsidiaries operates 33,862 active mining rigs across the U.S., with a further 12,000 non-operating rigs in facilities or warehouses in the U.S. and Hong Kong. Bijin said in the 2022 fiscal year that it generated substantially all of our revenue from cryptocurrency mining. It added it started selling its own designed mining machines in April of 2023, a business that contributed to over 85% of its revenue that fiscal year. It added the money raised from a public offering would be partly used to fund an increase in its research and development. Other crypto-focused companies are gearing up for a potential IPO. Crypto-friendly trading platform eToro shared on February 12th that it had confidently submitted draft plans to the SEC relating to a proposed IPO with the number of shares and their price range to be determined. Crypto custody services from BitGo is also reported to be in talks for a potential public launch. Now, here's the question. Who is BGen? You guys might like this one. Let's see if it'll come up. You guys like that one, huh? So really, this announcement is public offering for Iceriver, boys. So if you guys were wondering, yes, it looks like Iceriver is going public and getting investment to build stateside, which is pretty big news, I think, overall, because we do need chip manufacturers stateside. It will alleviate those tariff issues as well, hopefully. But yeah, it's Iceriver, and that is what that article is covering. BGen is Iceriver. So now you can draw those two lines together because obviously, you know, Iceriver is mainly talked about in the much smaller crypto mining space. And when you see them talked about in, you know, large publications like Cointelegraph, you're going to want to be making those correlations, right? So there you go. And Just Looking Around says that's what the tariffs were for. There you go. I mean, I just report the news, buddy. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. If you would like to see more from this particular episode, take a look up here. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me directly, you can go to sonofatech.locals.com and become a member. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.